Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. We are live. We are live from the apocalypse, and this is Maple League. Welcome to Wildcard Wednesdays. Wildcard Wednesdays are when we run shorter form games on our channel. Normally, we have a couple ongoing campaigns that we are playing through several times a week, but this is a chance for us to explore some other systems and in a shorter form, in a shorter time span, and continue with our channel-wide mission of raising money for progressive causes and good organizations. That's what we do here. So we just ask that if you like what you see, instead of doing the normal Twitch stuff of subscribing or giving bits or any of that stuff, that you instead take the $5, the $6, or whatever you can spare, if you can spare anything, certainly not a requirement, and give that directly to the organization that we are platforming instead of to us. This stream, like everything we are doing right now, is benefiting the International Rescue Committee, which is a organization with over 80 years of history that has been working to combat humanitarian crises and intervene in them all over the world. They're active currently in over 40 countries, including the United States, and they're doing very, very good and very important work. So we are benefiting them. If you like what you see here, you can throw a couple bones their way. And if you do so, the McElroy brothers will pop up and interrupt whatever it is we're doing, and they will scream at us. If you would like to subscribe, we cannot stop you, especially if you have a Amazon Prime sub with your subscription. But be aware that if you do so, Brandon Lee Mulligan will kill one dog for every month that you are subscribed. And it's awful. And, no matter how many letters or phone calls we send, he continues to be a menace to society. So be aware of the consequences of your actions and choose wisely. All of that being said, though, this is Pokemon League. No, it's not. This is Pokemon Tales. Pokemon Tales is a system that was developed by our regular cast member, Marshall, and I'm going to let them talk about it because I apparently don't even know what it's called. Over to you, Marshall.
Yeah. So Pokemon Tales is a collaborative system. So it's very player driven. It technically can even be GM-less or even do solo play, things like that. Designed to be kind of driven by that kind of player input and allowed to be create the story on the fly. So anything you see us tell in this story will mostly be made up as we go based on what makes sense. So we've done a little bit of like organic planning and prepping as we kind of just talk through what we'd like to see, but a lot of this is coming very naturally as we kind of all come up with it together, which means we don't even know exactly where it's going to go. So I think that makes it more engaging. But yeah, that's the basics of it. This game or stream is called the Maple League, and it takes place in the Kanto region, which is kind of our little spoof take on Canada. And in our last, 2 sessions ago, when the internet gods did favor us, we got to play a little bit of Pokemon, which is a Kanto-specific version of battling that takes a little bit from lacrosse and hockey, as well as regular Pokemon battles. We got to explore a forest, meet some interesting, spooky Pokemon, meet up with a member of the local Pokemon team, the Avalogs, and headed back into town when Gigander, the 100-year missing giant goose legendary of the Kanto region, broke out of Tim's Tower, the local headquarters of Team Hortons and their Timmy's locations, and proceeded to wreak havoc on the town, which, as Toron Town does, led them all to riot, because riots are a fundamental part of their culture. So we arrived back at the town, proceeded to join into the rioting fun, and that was the majority of what happened last session. There was some property damage to a local Timmy's location, so that a local employee there would get his hazard pay, as we promised him, and the group was making their way towards the Tim's Tower when we basically decided to call it as the internet gods removed their favor from us.
It's true.
Do we want to go ahead and introduce everyone, Will, before we
Yeah,
plug in?
absolutely. You just talked for a while. Are you okay with going first?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I am Marshall. As Will kind of already mentioned, I made this system because I wanted a Pokemon game that would do stuff the way I wanted to experience Pokemon and also suited my type of GM style and way I like to play games. Um, Other than that, I also stream with Live for the Apocalypse in Missing Numbers, which in a normal week would happen right before this one. We've had some weeks where one or the other didn't happen, but usually every other Tuesday we do that, which is also Pokemon themed and also features me and Will. And if you're looking for any of my stuff, you can find it under Iron Echo Games on Twitter or ironechogames.itch.io on itch. And that's me.
Hell yeah. Justin.
Sorry, I missed my mute button. Hello, my name is Justin Crane. I'm from the No Fame podcast. We do sound designed, edited D&D content and tabletop content. Currently running some D&D 5e high fantasy campaign called Tall Tall Tower, where we're in a tower and our award nominated DM Sinead tries to kill us every week. We're on a little break right now because I just needed a little break from editing. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. You should check us out at nofame.ca. It's all the stuff is there. I'm playing Cove Island. I'm a fisherman who moved up to or not moved. I'm on vacation up to the mainland. I just wanted to see the Razor Leafs win a game, and now I'm out for a tear with the boys here, and what a time we're having. I'm all about it.
Thank you, Justin. I don't know why I did this order, but I'm next. Hey, hi, my name is Will. I talked a little bit at the beginning. I'm one of the GMs and the organizers here at Live from the Apocalypse. So pretty much everything I do is under this umbrella. I run a ongoing 5e game homebrew campaign about a group of high school students from Ohio who have been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years. We had a very good, emotionally fraught session last night in more ways than one. I'd invite you to check out the VOD. It exists in 13 different parts because the internet gods were not kind. But we are doing a rare double Tuesday stream. So we will be back with more class reunion next Tuesday. Like Marshall mentioned, I also play Julian Rue, ex-Team Rocket member turned chef in Missing Numbers, which is a very good time. That is normally on alternating Tuesdays, but our GM is currently at the Grand Canyon, I think. I saw a picture earlier. So that is on a little bit of a hiatus. We'll be back probably in 2 weeks. Going to be in our new Wildcard Wednesday game, Dead in the Water, which is premiering on the 14th with some other great people that you might not normally see on our channel. And I think that's it, right? Oh, I run and edit our dumb superhero podcast, which currently is the bane of my existence. But it's good. There's a lot out there. You should listen to it if you want to. It's on all the podcast platforms. It's called Academy H. And that is it for me. Zach, you're up.
Perfect. Thanks, Will. My name is Zach, and I run a podcast called Scheduled for Launch, where I talk with indie creators about all the cool stuff that they're making. It's a lot of fun. I've had people like Marshall on the show before to talk about this very game, actually, and that was great. We were talking about that a little bit before we started. And I am also on Tail of the Void. I forgot the name of that podcast for a second. On Tuesdays, which is also available on all your podcast platforms, where I play a game called Veil of the Void, which is a very cool, fun indie tabletop role-playing game system. I'm going to be playing Jackson Miller, a forest ranger and guide for these folks as we explore the Kanto region and see what is up with this big mean goose.
Hell yeah. Hi, it's me again. I always do this. I play Stephen Bedrock, punk rock musician from the hit Canadian band Lillipup, who is currently on a hiatus as he believes he has written the song that legends say will awaken the Kando region legendary that represents the force of order in the world. And have a feeling we may explore that theme sooner rather than later. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. We did also have one more player who, unfortunately, just due to some life stuff, is no longer able to be with us. So while we really enjoyed having Kev and Brosy, who was truly a shining light, we will have to continue on without him as we figure out where this region takes us. But with that in mind, why don't we just jump into it? When last we left, as I mentioned earlier, I believe you all were headed towards the tower amongst the just riot of it all. And on that note, you had with you a member of the Avlugs who had journeyed with you all into the forest to help rescue a small child who had gotten lost, as we kind of alluded to in that earlier session. And as you all approach the tower, you notice this figure. She looks towards the gym for the town, and there's kind of a look of shock on her face, and it looks like some of the riots have actually spread towards damaging the gym, which in Torontown is like one of the few places that's off limits for the rioting because they need the gym to like keep the town running. So like you riot, but like you leave the Avalux home base intact. And seeing this seems to fill her with distress. And in a brief moment, she turns towards Brosy and looks directly into his eyes and says, "Bro." And Brosy responds by looking back into her eyes and says, "Bro." And in that moment, you feel like a very long conversation was somehow condensed into those two bros. And then Brosy turns towards all of you and says, "Bros." And with that, you feel this weight of, I must go do this. And this player and Brosy take off towards the gym to try and stop these riders, leaving you all to continue on to the tower on your own.
Very quietly, Steven says under his breath, "Bro."
Where's he going? Where's he off to?
Well,
Didn't you hear?
Yeah, he said, bro. He friggin' says that for everything. Can't make heads or tails of it, if I'm honest.
he's off to do great things, Cove.
I would imagine, yeah.
All right, everybody on the toboggan.
Oh, right, okay. Here we go.
I forgot you had a toboggan train. Yes. So the toboggan train you all have constructed continues plowing forward towards Tim's tower. The Gigander has emerged from it and is kind of just roaming about the town, wreaking havoc. What I know you all had headed towards the tower. What did you have in mind?
You know, I think it involved using Magic Cod as kind of a sledge to get us through the riot.
Is that
whether it's a shield, whether it's a battering ram, it's a big block of ice with a fish in the middle.
True.
It's kind of hard to keep it straight. I feel like we were talking about throwing Magic Cod through the window of.
We were.
Did that.
Tim's.
Yeah. We did do that already, didn't we? Yeah.
And then I think I defrosted him a little bit.
I think we left him there. I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't leave me best friend behind. What do you get, Steven? Listen, I'm telling you. You're going to be friends with him.
Don't tell me to kiss your fish, dude.
Just kiss the fish.
I'm not going to do it.
What's wrong with you? Why not?
You want it too bad now, and it's weird.
Oh, but I only want it this bad because you don't want it at all, and I'm confused. It's a mark of where I come from. You know, it's a sign of brotherhood. You know, a sign of being a part of it all, a part of friends and stuff like that.
I feel like that says more about where you come from than it does about me.
Fine, whatever. I'm over it.
I don't believe you, but we have more important things to worry about.
Anyway, I don't think Magicod is frozen anymore. I think Jim gave me a bunch of hot water and we taught him out.
So you've made it essentially to the tower. Like last time, you spent the tokens necessary and did the various carving your paths to make it up to the tower. Jagander has moved away from it. Were y'all heading into the tower itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thought was like, does anybody need help?
Mhm.
Also, I wanted just a tour of the tower.
Right.
That was on my
Like two
vacation
birds.
to-do list.
Two birds with one stone, you know?
Get two
Yeah.
birds stoned at once. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Then yeah, you can absolutely make your way in to see if you can help anyone out. I think we had discussed. I think it makes the most sense to actually treat the tower as a locale that you all could explore kind of as you make your way through it. So we'll do that as a building. What themes do we think for this tower as you're kind of exploring it? What else might they have running about in this tower besides the giant goose they were apparently keeping trapped here?
Yeah, Gigantor's probably our rare Pokemon, isn't it?
Just a little bit. I mean, I think right now it's probably dangerous, like just from a structural point of view.
Yeah. Should so would that count as like maze-like because things are falling and
Yeah.
I think
stuff
that
like
makes
that?
sense. Difficulty navigating, paths are changing as you go as things are kind of collapsing. So definitely maze-like.
Should it be overrun by criminals because Team
Oh, yeah.
Hortons?
Yeah, Team Hortons isn't there. It's overrun by criminals.
Yep,
Mhm.
I think that makes perfect sense.
Corporate criminal bastards.
And I think that probably covers it pretty well, unless you all have something else you think needs to be added in there for the themes.
Those two stood out. Haunted? Is there ghosts?
The ghost of Horton.
What types of Pokemon do we think are running around in here?
Oh
There are
man,
two primary types.
we brainstormed this at one point, but it feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah.
It was well, we brainstormed like some poison ice types for the city. I know that much.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Would
Is
this
there
be our Rattatas and stuff?
Mucks, Grimers?
It
they're
definitely
brown?
makes sense to have poison types in there, though. Actually,
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Between like trash and Gigander stuff.
is it
Mhm.
rubbish or something? What's the
Trubbish,
Trubbish?
yeah.
Trubbish?
Yeah, I think Trubbish and maybe Grimers and Mucks. Also, yeah.
Oh,
all
but
main
like
types.
also for sure a regional variant of that red dog that just got announced.
Oh,
Red dog?
Fido, whatever
Fido.
I think it's called Fido. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
Fido? That's just a name.
It's
Yeah, but it's spelled like dough.
it's like Philodor, though.
Fido.
Yeah,
Idiot.
because it's bread.
Right.
It's a dog that's
It's
bread.
very cute.
That
It
makes
is
way
cute.
more sense.
What is the Team Hortons variant on Fido?
The team bit.
Is it
Ooh.
Fido Nut?
Damn, that's good.
Fido
Fido
Nut's
is
good.
very good too.
Fido nut is good. I'm picturing like a dachshund, but it's like an eclair.
With Timbits for legs.
It's it's a maple eclair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like the maple
So
dip donuts or whatever.
Fido.
Canadian maples. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I don't go to Tim Hortons. Completely forgot everything.
I know because they're advertising them right now. And Will told us that they made their donuts to steal on the website.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that is true. Not that I did that, because I didn't.
You can't prove it.
No. If you're wondering where these donut images came from, I took them with a camera.
You made them yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I made these
And
donuts,
maybe some
and I took pictures of them.
Gulpins and Swallots for trash cleanup as well.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so I think this is maybe just heavy poison. I think that's a good variety. Plus, we've got the Team Hortons associates who may be battling within there as well.
Is this like this is like their corporate headquarters, right?
That's how we had set it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if we have enough Pokemon, I'm not going to worry about it. But I was thinking about like an art department of like Smeagol. Smeargle? Smeargle?
Smeargle, I think.
Smeargle.
Smeagol's from Lord of the
The
Rings.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The marketing department has Smeargles that work on designs.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them.
Just all those fairy type food Pokemon.
Exactly.
All right. So we've got some Smeargles running around as well. And I think that's all we need. So you all burst into the beginning of this building. What do we think the first thing you encounter in here is?
A very hostile reception desk.
So you've got someone who's still sitting at the reception desk, despite
Unfazed.
all of the chaos. Yeah, just like looking forward.
Not hostile because of what's going on. They're just generally an unpleasant person.
They're a gatekeeper for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
I think they might be an intern. Who sticks around when a building is collapsing?
Listen,
Must
man, I need the hours.
So yeah, you burst to the front door and you see someone typing away at a keyboard, just completely unfazed. Like literally, a piece of the roof falls next to their desk, and they're just typing away. And you just hear, "You have to be buzzed in. We are not doing tours right now."
You're not doing tour. That was all I wanted was a tour.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
everybody wants. We're not doing tours right now. You have to come back on another day. And also, you're supposed to be buzzed in. I don't even know how you got in here, to be honest.
Well, the door, the Bouffalon, he ran.
Also,
anyways. It's right.
Also, the building is falling down around you. There's a giant goose outside.
It's massive.
Like, have you not noticed?
Listen, Teruan Town always has things going on. The work still needs to be done.
I've never seen a goose that big in my life.
Wait, I'm
We
sorry.
know
Did you say
stories, right?
Did you say goose? And I think that that implication that I think that's what finally breaks through, because it's wait, they're not supposed to know that that's out there.
Yeah, there's a big goose. It leveled
Wait.
the side of your tower, and then it leveled a couple other buildings.
And she breathes out in exhaustion and goes back to typing. All right, well, I need you all to sign non-disclosure agreements. And the printer starts printing out forms as she goes back to typing.
I'm not signing anything unless we get the tour out of it.
Just snap my fingers and point at Cove.
Fine, you can go in, but first I need you to sign those forms that just printed out, saying you will not say anything about what you see going forward or about the goose.
Right. I don't
To
read
anyone
anything in
else.
signs anyway. It's all right. It's too much hassle to read it all. Come on, Magicard. Let's sign this form.
Yeah, Steven is going to sign, but he's going to sign just Brosy. He doesn't.
I was going to do
I don't
that
think
too.
we could both do it, but he just writes down Brosy. I don't think he actually remembers what his real name is.
Yeah, Jackson's doing the same thing.
Coves of the Cove Island. 1, 2, 3 Main Street. Turn
Didn't
next
ask
to
for
the
your
store.
address.
Second right on the left. Look for the red door on the front of the house. Nice view of the lake.
Don't forget to tell them about Puffin. Puffin's also a pretty good indicator.
Oh, Puffin's already flying around here somewhere. See, just gone.
Drawn to the chaos.
Just a friggin' what a Jeezler. It's like a bullet. You can't even see it go.
And as you all finish signing the
You
forms,
pulled the term
and put
so
them-
deep I had to think about it.
As you all finish signing the forms, just taps on a little tray, and as you all set the papers in there, you see her tap more and push a button, and to the right, a door makes a noise like it's gonna open, and you hear like a beep, like it's been unlocked, and it goes to start sliding, and because of everything going on, it just falls off the rest of the way and lands on the ground. Oh well, I suppose you can go that way.
Thank you.
Through the room with the Faliafi door. All right.
Yep, I'll be submitting a repair order.
Do we get a hard hat? Sounds about right.
Actually,
Sorry, what's your name, intern?
Actually, the non-disclosure agreement you signed also included waiving any rights to sue us. So we don't really have hard hats to provide, but you'll be fine.
I'll
I'm
always
sure.
get you somehow. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Or we'd be dead otherwise, I guess.
Oh, and as for the name, I have to finish my internship before I get the name. Right now, I'm just white shirt.
Oh boy! All right.
Team Hortons, what are you like?
Listen, in a couple of months they'll be Jim. It's fine.
Oh, right. That's where. Are we going to find like a room full of pods with like gyms in them?
It makes a whole new meaning to the word gym leader.
Oh, you're right.
I always thought that was just a coincidence that they were all named Jim.
I thought it was the same fella, if I'm honest.
I'm in both categories.
Huh. All right. Well,
just thought it was like magic.
Thanks, white shirt.
Yep, have a nice day.
Watch out for fallen upper floors and all that, because giant goose.
Everything, really. Should really try to get out and enjoy the riot before it's over.
It is riot day.
Oh, do we get little name badges or something?
Tap prints out little like guest stickers.
Thank you. Mine's got my full address on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did they say the names that we put down? Because then Jackson and I are both Brosy.
Yeah, Brosy, and then Cove Island, full address.
They're twins. Don't mind their. Don't worry about their names.
I think it's probably spelled slightly differently.
Mine's spelled Browsy.
Like the Pokemon. Perfect.
I step over the fawn door and I look to white shirt and I go, sorry. Keep on going.
And you know what? We will why don't you see who introduced the receptionist? Whose idea was that one? Is that
I think that was me.
Yeah. That was Zach, so why don't you take a token for introducing a hostile NPC?
I could definitely do that.
Reasonable.
Amazing.
Honestly.
And you head further into Tim's Tower through various collapsing rooms and buildings. What is the next thing we encounter on this exploration?
I think I'm desperate for a token, so I think like the ceiling right in front of us falls down, just collapses in front of us, kind of barring in the maze-like fashion of the tower that we're in right now. A classic Pokemon game where like a hole forms and you're like, oh, you can't go this way.
That's perfect. So there's two options there. We can do the standard frame or the maze-like frame, and the difference would be either the path is just blocked and you'll have to find a different way around, and Cove gets a token for introducing that, or you all get separated because you get lost, and you all get a token for doing that, but then you're all separated. Which are we doing?
It's very interesting.
So it's either only Cove gets a token or we all get a token?
It's only Cove gets a token, but you just have to find a way around this. You're all still together.
Right.
Your path is just blocked. Or you all get separated, but you each get a token.
It's basically, did it drop when the elevator opened or after we stepped off?
Ooh, yeah.
I'm good.
And I kind of think, I kind of think being separated could be interesting.
Okay. So yeah, I think this collapses, and it's like a huge portion in the middle, and you all kind of get knocked out of the way a little bit, and you aren't able to get through to each other. So you're kind of forced to head off in different directions.
Can I immediately use my token to say that Magic God gets stuck with Steven?
So,
oh my gosh, do we all get our Pokemon? Is it that episode where we have each other's Pokemon?
Oh, that could be cool.
So, I don't think you have to spend a token. In fact, I'm going to give you a token for that because I don't think that's a positive. I think that's definitely an inconvenience because you just lost one of your 2 Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
Okay, who
So,
gets
yeah.
Muscular and who's taking Murphy?
Oh, right.
That's a good question.
Yeah, which one? So Magikarp is with Steven.
I think Murphy should end up with Cove personally
Yeah.
because Murphy's very unsettling.
Yeah.
Jesus, Murphy.
At least, yeah. So the thing collapses. You all kind of get knocked out of the way, and as you all kind of come to your senses, Steven, you feel a weight on your chest. And as you kind of wake up and open your eyes, there is Magikarp's face, like literally inches from yours.
It's doing Sweet Kiss.
Yes,
It's only it doesn't have Splash, it has Sweet Kiss. That's it.
Steven,
It was going for
you
it.
know, the camera pulls out wide as you hear Steven's yell reverberating. No!
Murphy, was that you?
Yeah. Then we cut to Cove, who Cove, you wake up, you start to dust yourself off and look around, and out of the darkness you just see 2 haunting eyes staring straight at you.
Jesus, it's a ghost.
And then Murphy's eerie, like, kind of haunt cry coming out from the darkness.
Jesus, it is a ghost.
Before you're able to like realize that it is Murphy standing on some rubble in front of you.
Murphy, what are you at, Murphy? Where's Murphy? We're in it now. What are we gonna do, Murphy? Jesus, we're stranded. You're just gonna stare at me, Murphy. All right, let's start trotting. We'll see where we get. I'll have to see where this path goes.
Hangs back, and then all of a sudden it's in front of you.
Christ almighty.
I imagine it's almost like it's like you feel like it's not coming with you, and you look back, and then it's not there, and then you look forward, and it's like right in front of you, like somehow it's gotten ahead of you, and it's just standing there staring at you.
Right. Listen, what I'm gonna do, Murphy, and I like reach into like my little bag that looks like a lunch bag, and I haul out like a tiny little tackle box. And I'm like, I'm just gonna clip this little bobber on you. Gonna make a little noise. Murphy, here we go. Little bobber. Oh, look at that. Some cute boy. All right. Let's go, Murphy. Let's venture. We waddle off.
And then lastly, I think Jackson
saved by Muscular, like Greek Adonis.
Yeah, it comes to with like rubble being like a collapsed part of the roof, like literally over you, being held up by Muscular, who just tosses it to the side, saving you from being hit by it.
Damn. You know, up close, I didn't realize how shredded you are.
Donnie absolutely flexes. Absolutely, just like does some poses.
Can you force level stuff go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Cut.
Yeah.
How does Steven train you?
I don't think he does. I think Muscular trains Steven.
Yeah.
100%. Start asking Muscular as we're walking down this hallway, and it's just like blasting through walls.
Yeah. It's carrying all that gear, honestly.
Yeah, I think the other 2 have like paths, like actual paths they can go down in different ways, and you seem to have no path, and then Muscular just bursts through a wall and starts making its own path in a different direction.
He's got Rock Smash, right?
Yep.
Rock Smash and Rock Climb.
And Rock Out.
And it's Strength.
And what do each of you encounter as you head off on your different paths throughout Tim's Tower?
Trying to think of what would be.
I think the most on point thing is Cove runs into another disgruntled employee.
What is this employee's job?
What is this? I think they're. What would be the most annoying thing? Who would get the most annoyed by Cove? I think it'd be
accountant.
like a exec of some kind, some like really fucking super corporate-y type
Uh,
personality.
so going off something that Will introduced earlier, I think you found the head of the marketing team, and you recognize it's him because it is this guy in a full suit with his Smeargle also in a full suit. As they're like looking at this like new design branding image on the wall that the Smeargle has painted when you bust into the room with Murphy in tow, rattling away thanks to the bobber you've attached.
Murphy, that bobber's not doing much. I still can't keep track of you. Where'd you
Just
go?
dissonant at that point. It's applied various effects onto the bobber.
Oh, it sounds like it's all around you all at once.
Yeah.
This figure turns around and kind of looks you up. What are you doing here?
What am I doing? I'm on. Look, I got me little name badge. I'm on a tour by. What do you think I'm doing here? Just having a little walk around. The you might want to call someone. The ceiling collapsed back there. Bit of a hazard.
Yeah, that's maintenance's problem. I'm marketing.
Yeah, you can give someone a call, couldn't you?
I mean that's marketing or the maintenance team will take care of it.
What? Well, what's their number? I'll give them a shout for you.
I don't know. You can talk to the reception at the desk. Not my problem.
Right. White shirt. Don't have a name.
Yeah.
I don't think I can get back because again the hallway is blocked. What are you're working on some kind of you're painting. You're just painting on the wall.
Working on new branding.
You must be a nightmare for maintenance. Just painting on the wall. They got to go paint that over now later. Causing more work for them.
They'll take care of it. They always take care of it.
What do you like? What do you like it all? Listen, I'm trying to get to I don't know where I got separated from my group. We were a little tour group. We were coming in to see the sites and see what's on the go here. And I'm just a little bit lost now.
You know, I didn't think there was supposed to be any tours today.
We were the last one. Yeah. Couldn't cancel it. Look, I got the name badge. How else would I get a name badge?
Yeah, I see you do. Full address and everything as well.
Yeah, just in case, right?
Thorough.
Never know.
I mean, if you were approved for the tour, it's not my business. That's a whole other different department. So, suppose you can wander on. But I'm gonna need you to. You signed the non-disclosure, right? Because you can't be telling anybody about this promo image.
Right. Honest to God, as soon as I walk away, I'm gonna forget anything you have painted there.
All right.
You're just painting. You're just painting like a million little donuts.
These
like
donuts are the future Timmy's.
These are the future. They look a little bit like the things. They look smaller. Are you doing that friggin' shrinkflation thing where you make them smaller and then you're like, oh, look, we've got new mini ones out?
And like you see his eyes light up and then he whips back around and him and the Smeargle start like quickly doodling on the wall and in their notes.
They just start selling the cereal as the regular donuts.
I want to cut that. Whatever you're doing now, you only turned around after I said something. No, I want a cut out of whatever's going on.
You know, you said your name was Cove?
Right here, yeah. Cove Island, 123 Main Street. Turn right next to the store.
Ideas there, Cove. What would you think about being an intern?
Oh, like no name out there.
Yeah, white shirt. Yeah, you'd be a white shirt, but then eventually you'd get a name again.
No, I think yellow is my color. I've got me yellow rain slicks on, right? I think that's more my speed.
I mean, that's a maintenance intern. Doesn't really help with the ideas front, but I mean, if you want to do that, I could still see if you're willing to forget this whole giving me this idea thing, that I could get you a job as a maintenance intern.
Maintenance. That might be my, you know, do you get much time off? I loves to go fishing is the thing, right?
I mean, if for some reason you were to get injured on the job, then we would be obligated to give you 2 days to recover unpaid. So yeah, occasionally there's time off.
Interesting.
In a sense.
I think I'm gonna use a token to have like an elevator door just ding green like down the hallway. Be like, oh yeah, I'll have a think about that, and I'll think about telling people that we had this little discussion maybe, and we'll see where we'll generate some ideas. It's what everyone around here is talking about, generating ideas, and talking about having little meetings and stuff. We'll get a board together, right? We all sit around a board meeting, and we turn it into a boat or something. I guess I don't know what he does at a board meeting, but we'll talk later. I love his little suit. The little suit Buddy got on. It's some cute boy. Anyway, Murphy, come on by, Murphy. And Murphy's already in the elevator. Jesus, Murphy, you're already in the elevator. All right. We'll see you later there. Don't go too far with that idea. All right, bye.
I think as the door's closing, all you see is Murphy's eyes glaring out at this man in his smeargle, and the door's shut.
Like, as the door's shut too, its face just sinks through, just looks at them, and then slides back.
Hey, Murphy, that's handy. You can do that. Have a look out the other side and see if we can see. And then the scene fades from us as I'm getting Murphy to poke through walls.
And you break even on that token spend, by the way, because you gain one for introducing the hostile employee.
Oh, hell yeah.
His name was definitely Mark, right? Like Mark Edding.
Yes. Very good. All right, what about the other two of you?
I think what would be most interesting with Steven is that he kind of always has muscular to like rely on when it comes to battling and things like that. Like he doesn't, take it as seriously as like Brosy or anything, but I think he's fairly good at it, and whatever he lacks, muscular makes up for. And now he is stuck with Magicod. So I think I think we could do like a smash cut, like cold to Steven like running down a hallway, just like trying to hold on to Magicod, who is just way too slippery, and so he's just kind of like going up in one hand, trying not to drop him, while they're being chased by something. What'd you say?
Gulpins or Swallots? Actually, Swallots are pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like I
have a quick question about those Swallots and Gulpins.
Mm-hmm.
What is their uniform color as part of the maintenance team?
Oh, it's got to be yellow, right? I think
they're yellow vests.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's just these big round purple things because they do already have little yellow mustaches. So now they just also have little yellow button-up vests with name tags on them.
Little yellow hat.
And actually, hard hats. The Swallows all have names. If you see any Gulpins, those are the interns. So they're just yellow shirts, but the Swallows each have their own names and name tags.
Good. So I think what happened to Steven is that he got up off of the ground and with Magicod in his hands and started like, he was like, all right, okay, this is fine. Just stuck with fish. That's fine. All right, we should start looking for the others. He looks down at Magicod in his hands and says, I don't suppose you can do something secretly useful. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, let's see if we can find the others. And he starts walking with Magicod in his hands, but Magicod being slippery, I think, like he fumbles Magicod, who and Steven like no, and like dives after him and ends up going into the trash chute after barely catching Magicod in his hands. And they fall down the chute together and end up in the trash room of the tower. And as they're like laying in the middle of these trash bags, Steven says, at least that's over. And then I think like in the darkness around us, I just see all these eyes.
Eyes and like faintly glowing. So swallows have tiny little beady red eyes. So you just see these like tiny little beady red eyes and glowing yellow like mustache strings
Right.
around you, slowly moving towards you and Magic God.
Yeah, I see the first one and I'm like, Murphy, is that you?
And are we going to do a battle?
I don't think so. I think Steven's going to try to run because it's Magicka.
Yeah, he doesn't think he can do it with Magicka.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he sees that as a battle he can win. I mean, presumably he still has Norman even, but
Magicka's eyes do this thing where they get slanty and serious. God.
Yeah, I think Magicka's 100% ready to battle, but Steven just like scoops up and is like, nope, not doing that, and he's going to try to run for it.
All right. How are you going to distract these things to get away from them?
I think I'm like running down like these hallways and getting very turned around and twisty because as we established, it's very maze-like, especially with things shifting the way that they are. And I don't know if this would be more. Yeah, I think I would have to spend a token for this, but I do like the idea that as I'm running around in the floor, this lower floor where the trash chute is, or where the trash chute leads to, in desperation, I just like see an opening off to one side and I duck into it, and there like happens to be a like an electronic door that like has a control panel that I can shut behind us, and so like it like barely closes. I'm just like standing there hitting the button over and over again, trying to make it go faster as the gulpins and the swallows are like bearing down on us, and at the last possible second it shuts, and Steven like leans against the door and breathes a sigh of relief, and I'm willing to spend a token to say that he is in the room where Gigander was kept.
I like that. I think you are in that room. The only thing I would like to add to that scene is that I think as Steven's mashing the button to try and get the door to close, it's not quite working. Magicka hops out of your arms and does like a smooch on a separate button below that. That's like the second part trigger button. That's what causes your button to work and slam the door shut.
Like the dual key movie scene where like they look at each other and turn the key.
And yeah, I would say spend a token to get away from the gulpins who go, or the swallows who go surging past, and why don't we cut to Jackson real quick, and then we'll come back and describe what this room is, because this is going to probably be a pretty important room.
So I think what's happened here is Jackson is just following Don Valley for a little bit, and he's just kind of talking out loud. And 1 second he's like, hold on, Don Valley. Do you smell that? And he like looks at the muscular. It's like, come on. And he starts moving towards a fragrant smell that most Canadians would find, and he finds the tasting room, the test kitchen. And in this room there are tanks and pods of various different brews and experimental foods. And he is absolutely stunned by what he sees. Just this like kitchen. It's like a test kitchen filled with new donuts and different coffees. And he's like, I know that you want to find Steven, but I have a proposition for you, Don Valley. There is nobody here, and we can try all of this coffee. Nobody's going to stop us.
So I love that. I think you also see, interestingly, with all these coffee tanks, you see like these kind of like tubes and pipes seemingly leading out of this room that are pulling in a substance that's being added into these tanks to mix into this coffee that you're not sure quite what it is, where it's coming from, but it seems to be something being imported from somewhere else in the building. And I would like to potentially add that there is someone in a lab coat in this room as well, or a chef's hat, or both, because it's like it's science cooking.
Dr. Chef.
They turn around and again, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be in this room. All this is top secret. You can't be in here.
I signed the NDA. He taps his chest.
I mean, that's good. That's for the tour, but you're still not supposed to be in this room. This is top secret. We don't even let the interns know about what's going on in this room.
Yeah, rightly so. This is this is marvelous. You have quite the setup here.
Well, thank you, but you're still not supposed to be in here. This is
No,
the future
you're welcome.
Timmy's.
You've got, and Jackson kind of like claps his hands together, and he goes, "We're all the future of Timmy's," and he's like trying to pull like some shitty quote that they had from an advertising campaign like 10 years ago. Maybe that's like the slogan for the tower when they built it.
Yeah, I like that. So here's my question: do you think that works well enough to invest his token into it, or do you think it falls flat?
I think it's enough for this guy to be like, hey, this scientist to be like, maybe this guy's a little bit more invested into the brand than we thought. Like I thought. And I mean, who knows? He may not know that Gigander's out yet.
So yeah, spend a token.
So I'm willing to invest the token into it to get him to bite.
So yeah, you spend the token, and he seems to be won over by your enthusiasm for the brand. And you see him actually move a hand out, and he kind of like does like one of these like calm down thing to the side. And it's at this point you notice that there were multiple of the regional Fidos in their various eclair shapes kind of hidden around the room, kind of in like a little bit of attack dog mode, and they start to all like kind of calm down when he makes that gesture and go back to eating their food and just kind of playing about. He says, well, looks like you believe in the brand, so maybe we can let you have a little bit of a sneak preview. And he starts to actually pour one of the newest.
What do you say, Don Valley?
And yeah, he pours a cup up for you and Don Valley.
I think it has never come up before, but Steven does not let Donnie have coffee.
I figured. I think he did once. That was my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It was once, and it was an accident.
Yep.
So, question with how well has this lesson stuck? Is Don Valley solemnly refusing, or is he looking to Jackson with mischief in his eyes, realizing that Steven is not in the room?
Mischief. Sorry.
Yes, mischief in his eyes.
Does he look over both of his shoulders first?
I'm going to leave it up to you, Zach. Yeah, I mean,
I think he's into it. I think, like I said, I think it was once. he had a lot of fun. He doesn't really remember it. He knows he slept well afterwards, but it was a lot of fun.
Also, now I'm just canonically imagining Moose Shift as the pre-evolution of Muscular, which is just before it gets buff, and it's just this tiny chaos
Gosh,
scribbling
it's
of
like
a moose.
teen.
I do like that.
Moose. Yeah,
So
I
lanky.
It's all leg.
Yeah, it's all leg.
Yeah, the classic Canadian coming of age movie, Teen Moose.
So yeah, Zach, you're saying that it does. It looks around and then starts to take you up on this coffee.
Yeah.
All right, so you both have the coffee. It tastes fantastic. It seems to be their new. What is their new seasonal blend that they're experimenting with? That this coffee is.
It's got to be something to do. You know what I think it is? I think it's a brand tie-in. I think it's a brand tie-in with one of the other, with like the Maple League.
Oh, so is this like is this an Avalok specific variant?
Yeah, maybe there's like one specific to each major town.
Javalug.
Is it
Javalug? Oh, Javalug's very good. It's an iced coffee called Javalug.
And everyone's he's really looking for approval from you because everyone's been giving him shit about releasing an iced coffee in like the coldest part of the Kando region. But he's like, no, it's gonna be great, I swear.
And it's phenomenal.
It comes with little mitts, little promotional mitts to hold it in the winter.
Comes with one mitten that they put the cup in.
Yeah.
And I think you're particularly enjoying this, and just kind of you have one of those moments where you're lost in the experience and like kind of this like zen, just like this is fantastic. And then you stop drinking, put it down, and you're really enjoying the flavor. And then you look to your left, and Muscular has finished his entire coffee, and is just vibrating aggressively.
Donnie, save that energy for the big goose, buddy. We gotta. What?
And I think he just turns and just starts to run through like the wall and continues tearing through in a specific direction.
Oh God, what have I done? I tear.
And I
He's definitely running.
follow him.
He's definitely running like antlers first, so it's like a Naruto run because his hands are out behind him.
Incredible.
Like
That's
this
what
one.
when he drinks coffee.
This muscular boost is Naruto running.
Yep.
He's gonna
Dr.
beat
Shep,
him.
thank you for the drink. It was delicious. I take off after Don Family.
If we want to like bring everything together, it'd be fun if Muscular plows through the wall of the elevator that me and Murphy are in, but that elevator was on its way down to the room where Steven is.
Yeah, no, I love that. So yeah, that's
I'm
you're
willing
just
to
tearing through.
I'm willing to spend because that's an advantage.
Yeah, to bring you all back together. So yeah,
I think that
no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I think that counts as an advantage, something that aids our characters is bringing us back together. So I'm willing to use a token on that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And
That brings you back to 0.
Just
I'm
tears
at 1.
into the elevator. With,
Jesus, Murphy. I mean, Jackson.
right behind.
Oh, the new blend is incredible.
Oh, they got a new blend. What is it?
Yeah. It's called Javalug. It's an iced coffee.
Javalug. Iced. You know, I don't know if I'm not all about this ice thing.
No,
I like some nice piping hot, you know?
Yeah, I'm typically not either. That's the thing. But they're tie-ins for the Maple League, so I'm curious of what the Razor Leafs might be.
Oh, right. Just like a coffee with a bunch of bunch of grass in it, right?
It's either that or it's going to be
Matcha.
something like matcha.
Oh, I don't even
Yeah.
know what's matcha. Is that just coffee with grass in it?
Yeah, sure.
I can go out and mow me friggin' lawn in the summer, late summer now, mind you, and then put that in me coffee cup, save myself $4 friggin' bucks, right?
Yeah, but are you gonna?
I don't want to. No, that's the point.
And
I
it's
feel like it's
I
on
mean,
brand.
you're a Razor Leafs fan. You got to do it for the merch.
Listen, I love the Leafs. I love them to death. Not putting grass in me coffee. Not going at it. Listen, I got the jersey on. He opens his rain jacket.
Oh wow, I've been traveling with you for months and I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you never know when it's going to rain, right? So I always keep it zipped up.
Okay.
I think it's
Hey,
on
where's
brand
Magic
for the
Card?
Razor Leafs
Just like
I have
coffee to be so everyone assumes it's going to be matcha, and then it's just disappointing grass in their coffee. And all the Razor Leafs fans still drink it and tell you it's the greatest thing in the world. No, you just got to come around to it.
it's a smoothie.
You
It's
just
not
don't
even coffee.
understand.
yeah.
It's just a smoothie.
It really grounds you when you drink it. I don't know where Magic Cod's at. I think there's only 2 buttons on this elevator, and you all just plowed through the wall. So I mean, now we have another way out. Was there anything back that way? Should we go back? Should I get a regular cup of coffee? Do we think Steven wants one? Should we get one for Steven?
Steven definitely wants a cup of coffee.
Maybe we should go.
That is-
Well, quickly pop back, grab one, or should we just head on and try to find out where Steven went? I hope he has Magic Card. Jeez, if we have to look for Magic Card, listen, he'll get into trouble. I'll tell you that much. Left by himself, nothing but trouble.
You keep on saying that, but
It'll surprise you. He's a wiggly one.
You know, like in Pokemon games, they always have like vending machines in weird places. I imagine that
yeah.
Tim's Tower is just full of like coffee vending machines. Yeah.
Oh, there's one. Here, we'll just punch in. What do we? He probably doesn't like anything in his coffee, right? He seems a bit like sullen and like moody all the time, right? Probably helps his flow of writing them screamy old songs where you can't understand a word they're saying. Anyway, I'll get him a medium black coffee. I think that'll be fine, right?
Well, yeah, we'll get medium black, and then we'll get a couple of those, like like the little serving. They'll throw them in the bag, and
oh yeah, I'll get a coffee for myself too. I'll get double. Do you want anything?
oh yeah, I'd love a double.
Double. All right, 2 of that, and we'll get a couple little bits for the Pokemon. So I'm sure Murphy always looks hungry. I don't know if he is hungry. He looks hungry.
She's
Oh,
she'll-
sorry.
oh yeah, no, it's fair. It's I was very surprised too, but yep, she'll take a finger.
All right, Murphy, we'll get you some little bits and bites. All right, we get get this little cup carrier thing, the cardboard thing like comes out of the machine with like a bunch of coffees.
Smash cut to Steven seeing the most terrifying thing in his life.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I knew that this existed. I couldn't remember what it was called exactly, but there is a type of coffee called Misugaru, which is a Korean coffee that just has grains in it.
Oh,
If I
That also sounds like a Pokemon, to be honest.
that's true.
yeah.
Mhm.
When I grind my coffee too much, my coffee also has grains in it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I think the elevator continues going down as you all are discussing your coffee options, and the door opens behind you onto this same platform that Steven is also standing on, kind of taking in this giant room. And right before we discuss what's in the room, I think it might be a good time to take a quick break
Hey,
and then come back and
Sounds good.
see what's in the room.
hell yeah.
Let's do that, shall we? All right, we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you soon. Hello. We're back.
Hello.
Hello.
So we had just entered, or the others had joined Steven in the large room where previously Gigander had been kept. what do we see in this room? Does anyone have any ideas?
Sorry, I just looked at this. I just looked at this Pokemon.
Fluff, if anyone has not seen the new trailer today, it is literally just Anxiety and Gremlin, the Pokemon.
God, it's good.
It's something. It is something.
It really is. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Well, I imagine that what Steven is looking at is the remnants of the like containment system. So I feel like this room is probably like open to the sky at this point. It probably has like a big, like half of the roof is missing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think there is just a big platform with lots of different tubes running to and from it that are all connected to like different vats, different big giant vats of stuff. And like whether the tubes were putting stuff into Gigander or taking stuff out of Gigander, it's hard to say.
Each tube has a gym forming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do, Jackson, you do recognize this tubing as looking very similar to some of the tubing you saw coming into the coffee vats in the room you were in.
I look at them all, and I look at Cove, and I go, Cove, I am so sorry. I will not be able to drink that coffee right now.
What?
Why
not? It's good. It's hot.
It's incredible. Whatever those were look a lot like what was upstairs in the Javalug room, and yeah, I'm not feeling so hot right now, buddy. And he just like leans over and throws up a little bit.
Oh,
Steven, just without even looking, holds Magicod out to Cove.
Oh, you got Magicod. Look at both of you. Oh, you're getting right on, aren't you? You're like a house on fire.
Steven, still sort of transfixed at the thing, says, "You're drinking goose juice, bud."
Oh, it's coffee. Look, I got you one. Here you go. Here, I'll take the cod. You take the coffees.
Oh no, did we crash?
It did, but it came back immediately. And also my connection is fine, so I don't know what is happening. But it's gonna ping everybody. I love that. Yeah.
Just letting know we're back from the break in case they missed it.
Right, exactly. Steven's eyes go wide, and he looks around for Donnie, who I'm imagining is just kind of in the middle of this giant room doing push-ups.
So many push-ups.
Just so many push-ups.
So push-ups, crunches, doing pull-ups off random hanging pipes, like just constantly rotating.
Punches at Jim.
Jim! Jesus, he didn't deserve that.
I realized we never talked about this. I didn't really think it was going to come up, but he is not allowed to have coffee.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Was that why he's on the go? That makes sense. Yeah.
He is, he's the reason the band can't go back to Montreal.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Less of a pun and more of just the name of the place, which is disappointing.
Montreal.
You tried.
That's all I got.
It seemed perfect. I was like, all right, Mon's right there. And then it's like, yeah, but Mon's right there. That's just the name of the place.
So wait, okay, so I mean there's a part of the ceiling missing, so that's probably where the big old goose got out. A bunch of tubes with gyms in them. All kinds of gyms around. That explains that mystery. Mystery solved. We're getting this is a good tour that we're on. We're really seeing the inner workings of how everything goes on in here, right?
Cove, I don't know if you're fucking with us or not.
What do you mean? Why would I be what need would I have to be fucking with you? We're all friends, right?
Well, I guess that answers that question.
I think around this time you do hear from behind you all a ominous voice.
Murphy.
It's not Murphy. Say, yes, you have gotten to see quite a bit. Perhaps a little too much. And what does the head of Tim's Tower look like?
Oh, he's definitely missing a couple teeth, right?
Yeah, this is like the CEO.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay.
This is like a hockey goon, right?
Hockey
goon turned business manager.
Yeah.
Oh god, that guy who's like a little too built for his suit. So like the suit is very oddly tight in different places.
Yeah. But his suit pants are so wide. They're so impossibly wide.
All of the buttons in the center are like straining their hardest to like keep the suit buttoned.
It's like a bigger Lysander.
Yeah, he looks at all of you and he's like, seems you have figured out the unfortunate secret to what makes the coffee quite so appealing. And
well, two of us did.
Yeah, you just have a marketing team. I met one of the marketing. Listen, I got to talk to you. Are you the big honcho? Are you the main fella around here?
Cove, not right now.
Oh, all right. We'll get into this. Don't worry about it. We'll get into it later.
Yeah, I suppose you could call me that. What is the name of the head of Team Hortons?
I was trying to think. Like Giovanni is the classic head of. I was going to say Team Hortons. No, Team Rocket.
Yeah.
I was trying to ramp off of. I was vamping and hoping that name would come to me in this time, but.
What is his name?
Trying to think.
Oh, is this the first gym?
Oh, Jim Prime.
Oh, Jim Prime. Oh, that could be good. Jim Avani.
Jim Horton. Jim Horton.
Jim Avani. Jim's done. Yep,
Jim Avani is very good.
Is this Jim Horton though?
Could
Jim
be.
Avani,
Could be both.
Horton. But
Jim Avani. Horton.
Jim Avani Horton. Yeah.
He walks forward and holds his hand up to you, and he says, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Jim Avani Horton. No, you can just call me Jim." And he sticks his hand out to shake your hand.
Hello, Jim. Yes, but I'll shake your hand. What are you at?
No,
How are you getting on?
Steven's gonna stop Cove from shaking his hand.
What?
Look at how strong he is. He's gonna crush your hand.
Oh,
the room. He's gonna kill us.
Oh, why is he gonna kill us?
He's threatening us right now. How do you not? Oh, you survived this long.
Why, I thought we were just having a little conversation. We're on a listen, Jim Avani. We're on a tour by. What's going on?
Cove, you're the only one of us who legally signed that NDA. We have no protection here.
I put my address on it and everything.
I know.
Now they know
Come over by sometime, Jim Avani. We'll cook up a feast.
I
appreciate the offer, but as your friends have alluded to, NDA or not, I can't really have any of you leaving knowing the secrets you found out here.
Absolutely not.
I already told marketing I'm not going to remember their friggin' mini bits that I give them the idea. Oh, I give them the idea for that, by the way, buddy. I'll expect some kind of royalty check or something in the mail, right? That'd be nice.
Oh, I don't know if you understand how this... Jim Avani, we're reading this correctly, right? Like I just want to be perfectly.
Yeah,
We're all on the same page, right?
The three of
correct on
us
the
here are on
situation.
the same page as. Okay, yes, I was just making sure. Cove, this fine fella, this professional here, takes his job very seriously.
I would hope so. Head of a company, got to take it serious, right?
And he just like Jackson points at like the glimpses that we're catching from Gigantor through the hole, and he's like, nobody's supposed to know about that.
Oh, the big old goose was meant to get out. Well, that's not our fault, is it? And everyone can see that friggin' it's friggin' huge. Knocks over a building in the background.
Like a Rodan scream.
Yeah. Well, secret's out. I'm sure everybody knows about it by this point. Little chopper fly,
Yes.
like a little news chopper flying by.
Yes, but up to this point, it's still a very easy case to be made that we were actually keeping the region safe by keeping Gigantor locked up. Just look what it's done since it's escaped.
Good point
However,
he's
if
making.
people were to find out what we were doing with it, they might be less comfortable with that solution. So,
Cove sips his coffee. What do you at with it?
So what are you saying? I'm just not getting it.
and
Well, we signed NDAs, so we're not telling anybody anything.
Oh, yes, I'm sure Brosy and Brosy can be trusted to keep these secrets very close to the chest.
They're twins.
Yep.
I
Can't you see the family resemblance?
know if that word means what you think it means.
Well, I think it
Twins
does.
are named different usually. You realize
Usually,
this,
not
right?
always. Have you checked every twin and all their names?
I mean, I think it'd be more confusing.
Point.
10-year age difference.
Counterpoint. No, one of them just looks older. Same age.
Yeah. Twins is
I
when
work
you
a
have
very
this.
stressful job.
So we'll just be on our way. We'll just be
Not so
leaving.
much. And you all feel behind you this like looming presence.
Murphy?
Murphy.
And when you turn around, it is not Murphy. What it is a giant Garbodor that seems to be made up of so many failed Team Hortons product attempts.
I remember that one.
Coalesced into one sort of substance, possibly seemingly held together with some of the poison that also might have been pulled off of Gigantor, maybe the part that wasn't good to go into the coffee. His giant looming Garbodor is standing looking down onto the platform you're all standing on.
I was so ready to suggest the creation of a Mew brew. This is better though. I'd rather play this.
Okay. And Jim just kind of nods and he says, "Well, gentlemen, it's good while it lasted. Have a nice evening with my friend here, and I'll be on my way to go do some cleanup." And turns to go walk back out the door he came in through.
Oh, he must be with maintenance.
Jim Avani, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What's your friend's name and what department's he part of?
Garbodor is part of our security team here.
I just didn't see a uniform, so I was curious.
You know, they just don't seem to make one in his size.
Just half expecting Dawn Valley to just deck this man.
Thought about it. But
Actually,
Pokemon can't punch people.
I
Everybody
love
knows
that.
that.
Pokemon
I do have a
Coliseum
plan,
tells
though.
it differently.
What
I
is
do have
your
a plan, though. So as he turns to leave and we are like left with this Garbodor like looming over us, I think Steven is going to try to surreptitiously call out Norman and see if he can get him to go spy on Jimavani by, blending in to the surroundings and going unnoticed.
Yeah. Why don't you spend a token, and
I will
Norman can start to trail Jimavani.
Yeah. So I'll just call him out of his Pokeball like as quietly as possible, and then nod to him, and Norman like gets the message and dives through the door. I assume Jimavani is like locking us in here.
Mm-hmm.
So like dives through the door to continue to follow Jimavani.
Perfect. And let's do a Pokemon battle.
Yeah. Let's take out the trash.
This guy looks like he's garbo loading.
Okay.
I'll give that one to you. That was good.
I thought of it like as soon as the name of the Pokemon. I was just waiting. Listen, how dare you?
Listen.
How absolute dare you?
It's there for a reason.
Pull up Garbodor's info.
Also.
Say poison type.
That one I got to make to a macro.
Macro. I'm just wondering how Magikarp is going to assist in this.
He's not.
Always have Puffin.
He can't. He always have Puffin.
He's got so much focus.
I mean, is the fighting style just Puffin wielding Magikarp?
I don't actually know what Sweet Kiss even does. Is it useful?
I don't know either. I just wrote it down. I'll look it up. That's what I'll do.
That's what I'm doing. There's a couple Kiss moves in Pokemon.
Yeah, but he's a Magikarp variant. He can only know one.
Confusion.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not bad.
Then there's Lovely Kiss.
Honestly, it explains a lot about Cove if he's just always confused.
Yeah, all the
kissing this fish too many times.
Yeah, it's just set him in a perpetually confused state.
Yeah.
That explains why Steven took Magikarp along on that journey.
There's Sweet Kiss, Lovely Kiss, and Draining Kiss.
Maybe one day.
I am putting
Draining Kiss.
I am putting the Garbodor as a deadly threat.
Yeah.
So 3 focus, 5 tokens.
That's a deadly that's a deadly threat. Deadly.
I think that's probably a good balance for y'all.
That might just be a word we use in Newfoundland. That's deadly.
That makes sense.
And it is a sabotage specialist.
I heard that a lot in Ireland. So it checks out. Sorry. It's fucking deadly.
It's deadly. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. And let's queue up for a battle. So, what Pokemon are each of you using?
I only got one right now.
I don't know where Puffin went,
that's true.
so I've just got Magikarp.
So let's start with Muscular then. What's Muscular's typing?
Fighting and normal.
I don't think either of those have a type interaction with poison. I'm just double checking.
Fighting might
Don't
be
think so.
resistant, or poison might be resistant to fighting.
No, I thought they. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Yeah, poison doesn't have one with fighting, but fighting is resistant to, or poison resists fighting. So,
That sucks.
yeah, so Muscular is going to be at a resistant, and so far Garbodor's at a neutral. What is Magikarp's typing?
Fairy.
I don't think that bodes well for you either.
No, it's half.
That's really bad.
Yeah,
That's weak.
So poison is double against fairy, and fairy is poison resists fairy. So, you Magikarp is at resistant, and Garbodor is bumped up to effective. And then lastly, what Pokemon are you using?
I'm going to be starting with Murph.
Okay, and Murph is
Ghost Water.
Ghost Water, which I don't think has any impact here.
So either.
Yeah, nothing there. So then you are at neutral, and the Garbodor stays at effective. Yeah. And then, I think this thing is going in the neutral space for initiative. Are you each? You can either spend a token to go early, neither gain nor spend a token to go in the middle, or gain a token by opting to go in the back half or back third. Which are you each doing?
I need a token
to go early.
I will wait, so I'll gain a token by going in that area.
Okay. So yeah, for Steven and Jackson, spend one token. For Cove, gain one token.
Wait, no, I'm going late to get a token.
Oh, sorry, misunderstood that. Okay.
No worries. I have no tokens.
Jackson, you did spend one, right?
I did.
Okay. So it's you, the Garbodor, and then Steven and Cove.
Okay. And Justin, you also got one, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. So,
all right, so what are you doing?
It sounds so human. It sounds exactly like a person screaming. It's awful.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jim.
Sounds like all these, like, it's reverberating between the clone Jim glasses. So it just sounds like
all the clone Jim start screaming too.
That's what it sounds like.
It's a ghost type, so I imagine it could even like make that an illusion where it looks like as it echoes, each of the gems are screaming in the tanks.
I hate it.
And we're decreasing the opponent's effectiveness by 2 because Murph is a sabotage specialist.
Hey.
Nice. So yeah, that drops the Garbodor down to resistant. Now it is its turn. It does have focus, which means it gets 4 actions on its turn until it loses some of that focus. So, because it's a sabotage specialist, it is first thing it does is it starts to emit just like this horrific stench, which drops all of your effectiveness by 1 rank. And then it is going to down to resistant now. What are our voters' moves? So I think stockpile. So I think it's just going to start to all like you feel it as it emits the stench out. It starts to like draw in like just various sludge from like the ground around it and like swell up. Which shifts it to neutral, and then it's going to spend its last 2 actions to spend tokens to attack Murph and Muscular because it does not perceive magic opposite threat yet. That may be incorrect, but that is the assumption it is making.
That's fair.
So that would be
absolutely dare.
1 harm to Murph and Muscular unless anyone is burning a focus to.
Yeah, just
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby.
Ooh, we just got a
Slop
donation.
that down, dude. Shit, yeah,
Hey.
dude. Crack one
Hell
for
yeah.
the
Thank you.
big boy.
So much, Julia, for your donation to the International Rescue Committee.
And that is tokens for everyone.
I'll burn a focus for this.
I forgot that's
Oh,
true.
thank
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Yeah. And I
That's
forgot
so
to
good.
good time to reiterate that thank you for the donation because it helps a good cause in general, but also specifically in this game. Anytime anyone donates, each of our party members gets a token, which might help them survive this fight with the giant trash monster. So,
Also, Marshall, I forgot, how many tokens do you have? How many tokens does Garboder have?
it is down to 3 after those two spins it just did. It started with 3 focus and 5 tokens, but now it's down to 3.
Cool.
All right, and next up, after its 2 actions, are Steven and Cove. Which of you has, I guess we can actually look at this handy thing. So, Steven, you are next because you have less tokens.
It's true, I do. So I think Steven doesn't even have a chance to tell Donnie what to do because, like, when he looks back, Donnie is already doing that, like, cartoon character Rev in place where his legs are just, like, spinning. And he's just, like, building a momentum, and he puts his horns down and is just going to charge directly at Garboder with I think a quick attack.
Does Muscular have a mode change like some Pokemon do, where it's like caffeinated and decaffeinated?
I mean, great question. I don't know. Is that a thing, or would that just be under roll, or is that just flavor? I guess
That'd be flavor.
Yeah.
We could have a mode for that, depending on what you think caffeinated adds and what decaffeinated would add.
That's the regional gimmick for Kando.
Yeah. Also, yes, very yes. I love that. I wish, because I gave him fighting normal because of Stantler, because we said that he was a Stantler variant evolution, but I like the idea of Mooschiff, and now I kind of wish I had made him fighting dark, because Mooschiff is definitely a dark type. But
that's fine. There's no that hasn't impacted any of the battles. It wouldn't impact this one, so just change it.
Okay, all right. I couldn't remember if, like, poison and dark interacted or something. I didn't want to do it just to have, like,
they don't. So you're all
an
good.
advantage. Okay, sick. So then, yeah, I think that like all the hair on Muscular's body, which I'm picturing he kind of has like a mullety situation, and I think that, like, all kind of starts to stand on end and kind of becomes reminiscent of a mohawk, and he is just vibrating, like you said earlier. I think his eyes start to glow red, and he is just going to try to burst straight through this bag of garbage.
I love this because to
Naruto
me this just visualizes as a Super Saiyan transformation, but based on coffee.
100%.
The shaking, changing eyes, the hair lifting up.
I mean, that's what happens to me when I drink coffee. So
It's true. You can watch it live, at NoFamePod, Twitch.tv.
You are at what effectiveness currently?
Resistant.
So you spent 2 tokens?
If I have to, yes.
What is your roll with Muscular?
Does not have one.
Okay, so then yeah, so it would be resistant means you have to spend 2 tokens to be able to strike if you're inflicting harm.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Garboder will take the harm. So like it doesn't actually like burn a focus. It's just like swelling up, and then Muscular slams into it. And I think it's just so fast it doesn't think to actually block it, because Muscular is at this like accelerated caffeinated mode and just slams into the Garbodor before landing back on the platform next to you all. And Cove, you are up, and the Garbodor is now weakened.
Jesus. I think Cove is going to look at Magikarp and he's going to be like, all right, now's the time, Magikarp. And he holds out a little vest that has a little, like, eye hook on it, and he attaches his fishing rod, and he's like, all right, here we go, Magikarp, get him! And he throws Magikarp out on his, attached to his fishing rod, in this, like, little special made vest. And it's going to use Sweet Kiss, but I'm going to use the growl aspect to decrease the opponent's effectiveness.
Okay. So yeah, so it
This
swings
Magikarp just goes
forward.
in lips going.
And yeah, the Garbodor is stunned by this Magikarp kiss and is dropped to resistant as it. You tell me, is it like recoiled from the kiss, or is it intrigued, which is also reducing its attack capability?
I think it just looks so shocked that it's stunned
Confused.
that something kissed it.
Yeah, mechanically it's confused, right? So
Yeah. I wasn't sure if there was confusion. This felt like the most this felt like the thing that made the most sense for Sweet Kiss.
yeah.
And then
preview
Cove is
those
reeling. Magikarp.
Preview for
What was
those
that, sorry?
Pokemon Tales fans watching Maple League. Status effects like confusion may be in the works for something in the future, but there is not a mechanical thing for confusion
Ooh.
quite yet. But
Magikarp
yes,
paving the way.
that does drop it to resistant, and we are back around to the top of the order with Jackson.
Okay, so with having just witnessed that, I think what is going to happen next is that Murph recognizes that they're not quite up to hit quite yet. So they're going to take a second to refocus himself. They're basically charging up to hit.
Mhm.
Next turn, they're leering themselves.
Got it. So taking a
Bring
chance
themselves
to
back
prepare and
into
draw in
neutral.
some energy, put it to neutral.
Mhm.
And then it is the Garbodor's turn. And again, it still has its 3 focus. That gives it 4 actions. So it is going to, again, just emit more stench to drop everyone down 1 effective scale notch as it just continues pumping out this horrific poisonous stench.
Magikarp seems unaffected because it's as low as it can go, baby.
And then it is going to spend even more time just drawing in this kind of like poisonous garbage energy from the ground and swelling up. So it's actually going to do that twice to bump it up to an effective, which leaves its last action to be an attack. And I think it is again going to attack Muscular, who is the only one to have damaged it so far. So it just throws another like garbagey fist back at Muscular's direction. And so that would be 2 harm unless Muscular is burning a focus to negate it.
I have, yeah, I will do that.
And
I
how
have 2
does
focus.
how does Muscular stop this giant garbage fist?
I think to go along with the Dragon Ball Z reference, he is just doing that thing where like he like blurs for a second, and then he's like 5 feet to the left or whatever, and there's just like a little after image.
That is perfect. Also, I've decided canonically that I think it makes sense that caffeinated Muscular form learns the hyper beam ability
Oh,
for
love
command
that!
purposes.
Love that.
Kamusi Musi Ha? No?
And We
These
are
guided
on
missiles.
to let's see, Stephen or Cove. I think Stephen, you
How
still
many,
have the less.
Yeah, how many
Um,
tokens did that cost, the guard boater?
One.
What?
Everything else it did was growls and layers. It just did one attack, and it is
Oh,
up
wait,
to
so then,
effective.
okay. So wait, did Justin not have to spend a token to do the kiss?
No, I'm
Yeah,
still at
no.
3.
Well, then I took one away from you. Sorry.
Yeah, the only person
Okay.
who spent a token so far is you to inflict harm.
Yeah, and I don't have any now, so I need to fix that. Do I don't get one for going near the end again, right?
No, that's only the first time. You
Okay.
do have one potential opening if you need a quick token, which is that we have described the roof as being exposed in this building, which means the weather is in play again.
Ooh.
Yes.
You could also make it more dangerous for us.
Yeah. Yeah. I will shift the weather. I think that makes sense. You know, it's so unpredictable here in the Kando region.
Wait, can't Muscular do a Leer type move as well, or can they not compound tokens like that?
Yeah, Muscular could leer or growl to try and shift the effective scaleness of this Garboder.
Oh, it's effective skill. I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of rest. Sorry, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it could also rest to regain a token. But frankly, like strategically for y'all, pounding away at this thing a little bit, even if some people are still sabotaging, that's good because it makes it have to spend more turns buffing itself up, but at least someone pounding away at it potentially burns those focuses, which are giving it the extra actions. So
Right.
Yeah.
you probably want at least one person like hitting at it each turn to try and get those reducing its capable actions, because otherwise it'll just outpace you on action for long.
So we're at temperate right now, right?
I think so. We didn't officially reset it,
shifted
but y'all
back.
spent some time in town, so I think we are back at temperate from y'all spending
Okay.
time in town.
All right. And is it one token for every space, or can I only get one token this way?
I'll let you, because it's a heightened moment, shift it to take 2 tokens to shift it to something more aggressive.
Then we're going Blizzard.
Okay. So yeah, take 2 tokens as the weather shifts. And how does that blizzard manifest in this room that you're all in?
I am about to spend them immediately. The blizzard, I think the winds just like start howling, and obviously we're all like, Jesus, Murphy. But then a second later, the snow starts to fall, and it's like almost immediately it starts swirling and obstructing everybody's view. It's like making it really hard to see. Also, it's cold.
And what are you doing with your turn?
I think I don't know that I'm going to get another chance to do this, so I'm going to take the opening you gave me, and Muscular is going to draw his like uncomfortably human-like hands back and start to build up a ball of energy in between them through the sheer power of his caffeination, and just going to say his name a couple times, drawing it out a little bit more each time, and then just going to throw both his arms forward and project a hyper beam at the Garboder.
I feel like the playing off the thing earlier, the tempo could be like muscular.
Yeah, exactly.
Like muscular. Just says it once like real.
Yeah.
Muscular.
And yeah, Muscular unleashes a hyper beam at the Garboder, who now has to choose between burning a focus or shifting down to critical. Critical is not a place it probably wants to be in, so it is going to burn that focus to basically spit out. It actually like reels back and blasts out just a stream of trash, and the stream of trash clashes with the hyper beam, and we have this moment of like pushing the trash versus the hyper beam back and forth before both eventually dissipate.
And again, like Steven is not telling Muscular to do any of this. He's basically just acting on his own at this point. So Steven's just like, what the fuck is happening?
We can't even see at this point. We just see the flashes through the snow.
Right, exactly.
I do like that this is halfway between Dragon Ball Z, but it's also a little bit of Rock Lee getting the sake in Naruto, where it's just like an entirely different being.
Wait until Donnie takes his weights off.
Antlers just fall off and he activates speed mode.
They're actually just metal antlers he's mounted onto its head.
I think they do have like
shedding season.
Well, no, like weirdly, I think that there are like earrings and things dangling from his antlers, and I think some of them are very heavy, but that's a story for another time to explore.
And now we have Cove.
Yeah, I think this is mostly flavor, but I think what happens is Cove is like holding on to the fishing rod, and Magikarp, like because of the blizzard that's blowing in, Magikarp's like flailing in the background. He's like, oh! And I think like we see in the distance through we don't really see, but all of a sudden the blizzard starts to dissipate a little bit as Puffin is like dragging a tarp across the hole from outside. And I'm going to just spend a token to bring the weather from a blizzard to like a light flurry that's like kind of coming in through.
Perfect.
Taming it a little bit.
There we go.
Although I wouldn't mind, I could probably spend 2 tokens to just completely negate the weather, and then that opens it up for someone to gain 2 tokens again, right?
You could if you want to move it back to temperate.
I'll do that. That's what I'll do.
Okay.
We can just farm tokens through the weather system.
Puffin, where did you get the tarp to? What was Puffin was on a journey, boys. I don't know what they were up to.
And that is not technically your action. That is a whole separate thing because you're manipulating the weather system. So Magikot can still do something if you like.
Like, all right, Magikot, here we go. Clicks Magikot on the thing to do another sweet kiss to move that effective scale.
Perfect. So we're going to drop that back down to neutral. And it is now back around to Jackson and Murph.
So I think what happens here is Murph was preparing to set this thing off with the blizzard, and as soon as that comes in, it like flaps its wings, and it's like a clap of air that catches it off guard. It's like a silence and then a snap as it's going there, and it catches it off guard, the Garbodor off guard, and drops its effectiveness again.
Okay. So that would you're a sabotage specialty with Murph, right?
I am.
So that drops it all the way down to super resistant. Off each of you once by just continuing to pump out that like poisonous kind of gas that's filling the space, shifting each of you down 1 scale. It is going to then try and swell itself up, moving itself up to neutral for 2 of its actions. Oh, no, it only has because we dropped the focus. That puts it in a tough spot because now it only has 3 actions this turn.
That's right.
So I think actually it's going to spend this turn recovering. It's going to push itself back up to neutral and then also regain a token by resting. So it's back up to 3 tokens. But it does not launch any attacks this turn as it tries to just rebuild itself a little. And it is on to Steven.
Okay. Well, I am once again tokenless. Maidenless and disgraced. So I'm trying to think of what my options are here, and I think
there is a shoddily attached tarp that could be disappeared at a moment's notice.
Who knows what
Puffin is
puffin you
a,
could attach it to be honest with
I
you.
know, I know. Yeah, yeah. Puffin is a creature of chaos. So yeah, I will bring the blizzard back. And I think what I'm going to say is that Puffin wasn't trying to block the blizzard. Puffin was that the tarp got snagged on like the edges of the building. And Puffin has been like pulling at it this whole time and finally got it free. And is now just resuming dragging the tarp across the
Where are they going with that friggin' tarp? What are they at all? We'll find out later, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
So we take those two.
tarp continues on, and you gain 2 tokens as the blizzard rages back in. You are no longer covered from it.
I'm immediately spending those tokens again, and because he's now recharging from hyper beam, I think Donnie is gonna do that sort of blur thing again, and then is just going to appear like directly in front of Garbodor and just do the like 1,000 superimposed fist
Yes.
on Dragon Ball Z punching.
Gum Gatling.
Moose
Cooler.
No, we don't have the time for One Piece pacing. Though Dragon Ball is much better, so I guess I can't throw that shade in this conversation. So yeah, that's going to be, what are your resistance? You're spending the 2 to inflict 1 harm, and then again has to choose between dropping to critical or dropping another focus. I think it's going to drop to critical to keep the focus this round, but it is now 1 harm away from 1 harm. Basically, any harm it takes will knock it out if it doesn't burn a focus at this point.
Okay.
As Muscular continues to just land hits on this thing.
He's so powerful.
Cove, you're up.
Cove is up. Cove is going to use 1 token. Puffin flies halfway back over with the tarp to change the weather back just 1 step this time. I don't know what Puffin. I think it's trying to get it down to the main entrance. Bring it in, Puffin. We'll put it in the elevator. We'll bring it down to maintenance. That's probably what he's at. He's probably trying to bring it down to maintenance, right? Bring it back to him. I think that's what he's at. All right. Well, Magicard, I think it needs 1 more kiss. It's loving it. And swings out Magicard again as Magicard's just like coming from the side, like, and lands directly on its cheek. A nice, cute little kiss to its cheek, dropping its effective scale back.
Yeah, shifting it back to resistant. They cannot escape this Magicard.
Oh,
we are
just a flurry of cards.
Back on to Jackson.
Jeez, yeah. What am I at for tokens? 1 token, so I can't attack. Because I'm super resistant, right? So.
Oh, you're at super resistant currently?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you could get to 2, but even 2 is not going to be enough to.
No, exactly. I think the safest bet right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have, here's what we're going to do. Something that you don't hear very often is this bird do something nice and not so spooky. And it picks up a piece of grass that has fallen on the ground, and it plays this actually surprisingly lovely harmony directed towards Muscular, and it is going to leer to boost Muscular's effectiveness.
Murph's a bard?
Basically.
Bird bard.
So I think that puts Muscular at neutral.
Yes.
Perfect. And then it is the Garbodor's turn. It has 3 actions. It's at resistant. So, yeah, I think it's going to. It's actually going to swell up and buff itself up to neutral, and then use its remaining 2 actions to throw out attacks at Muscular and this damn Magicot that just keeps smooching it over and over again.
How dare.
So it's going to spend 2 tokens, and they will each take 1 harm unless they burn a focus.
Oh, Magic got focus for days, unaffected.
How does this work as this giant trash fish careens towards Magicot? How does it avoid any harm?
I think what happens is the Garbodor. Oh my god, Pokemon names. What's the name of it? Garbodor.
Garbodor.
Yeah, I was right. I think it feels in its heart all of those smooches, and it has a second guess where it's just like, wait, no, I can't hit this lovely creature that's been giving me nice little kisses, and it just simply stops short, and then Cove is like reeling Magicot back in.
So its heart just really isn't in the punch.
It's not in the punch, I think.
And what about Muscular? Does he take the hit, or is he burning a focus?
I think he's gonna take this hit. It's 1, right?
Yeah, 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that hit. I only have 1 focus left, so I'm gonna hold on to that for now.
Okay. And with that, it is Steven or Cove's turn, because you're both at 0. So either or, but we've been going to Steven the whole time, so unless y'all have a reason to do it otherwise, we can just let you go first.
No.
Don't think so.
Person. Finish this thing off with a fish.
I mean, the only thing I can really do, because I can make things more difficult for us, but that is, well, I can rest.
You could rest. You also, the weather is back to a midpoint. You could
Yeah,
gain
I
1
know.
token.
I was trying to think if there was any other option, but I think just like going with the bit this time, as Puffin is flying like back to the gap to try to block it with this tarp, the wind gets a little too powerful, and the tarp blows back into Puffin's face, and they get all tangled up in it, and again the weather is just full force back in here.
And the blizzard is raging.
So that's 1 token, but that should be all that I need now to attack.
You're neutral, right? Because you were buffed by Murphy?
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Buffed by Murphy is
Yeah,
my favorite Irish tune, by the way.
Good. It's very good. Garbodor has been swinging so much that I think Donnie lands in like a crouch on the ground, and then just gathers, the strength of his caffeine aura around himself, so that, these like winds kind of spread out around him, and he focuses all of that power into his legs and leaps straight up at Garbodor with his fist leading, and he's going to try to uppercut this much bigger Pokemon as he leaps into the air.
And Garbodor has to burn a focus to not get knocked out, so it drops down to only 1 focus as it kind of swells up, and like Muscular lands his hit, but it just kind of sinks into the garbage and slime, and like doesn't seem to have the impact it expected to have before it lands back on the platform. But the Garbodor is not looking great. It actually seems to have shrunk a little bit as it's had to burn off this like trash it like pulled in to swell up. It's now like kind of starting to like become a little bit more smaller, and like that lost some of the trash it had like pulled in to increase its size. And Cove.
Sorry, I was on a completely different. I was like in my notepad, not even close to my mute button. Cove, I think what Cove is going to he reels in Magicod. Magicod's eyes are doing like the anime swirls. It's like dizzy from like flying around this whole time. I think Cove is going to there's nothing really, I'm out of tokens. There's nothing super crucial Cove could add to the situation right now. So he's going to switch to Puffin as Puffin like sorts itself out and leaves the tarp behind. Puffin like starts to fly into the area. And I'll make Puffin my main Pokemon for the next round if it comes to it.
Okay, so you're doing a switch?
Yeah.
Cool. That does not change the typing dynamic of the battle, so Puffin's just at neutral.
Oh yeah.
And we are back around to Jackson.
Okay, so having seen all of this, I think what's going to happen here is as all the chaos is happening down there, chaos is kind of obviously occurring on the streets as well. And what happens is we hear a crack outside and a building kind of falls over and lessens the amount of snow coming in, so it's brisk.
So you're spending your 1 token to shift the weather back as well?
Yep.
As Gigander knocks over a building?
Yep. And Murphy is going to do what Murphy do best. And as that crashes down, their eyes kind of like look to it, and they cause what sounds like the screams of thousands to slam into the side of this Garbodor and decrease its effective stage by 2.
Ooh.
I love that Murph was like, all right, for one brief second, I'll be supportive, and now I'm going back to unleashing the screams of thousands.
It like throws the grass away, just like tosses it.
And now it is the Garbodor's turn. It is super resistant, critical, 1 focus, 1 token. And I think it's getting very desperate. And so I think it's actually going to spend its last focus to be able to attack, regardless with its 1 token, as it throws 1 last big punch at Muscular to try and inflict harm and finish at least the person it's been having this big battle with. So that would be 1 harm to Muscular, but you can burn a focus to disregard it.
I think I'm going to take that one too,
Okay.
and see if I can end this.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Is
I know what you're
this
thinking. Yep.
is this the Muscular hit where it's a close up of him getting punched in the jaw and it smiles?
So I think
Does the like facelift?
I think what's going to happen is he actually because is it my turn?
It is.
Okay. So he gets hit and flies back into the like support beam, which just is utterly annihilated at that point, and the weather is gonna get bad again. I don't get a token. And then I think from the ashes, sorry, not from the ashes, but from the dust and like the debris, we see, his form rising in shadows, and as he stands back up, he is going to raise both of his very muscular arms over his head, and he is going to release 1 loud moose call as he beseeches the other Pokemon of Torontown to lend him their strength. And he's going to concentrate that bomb of spiritual energy, shall we say, into 1 last hyper beam.
I like the idea that Gigander's out there and he's like, yeah, sure, why not? That seems pretty chaotic.
Yeah, right.
I liked, because it's the caffeinated form, the idea that you're also siphoning some of this energy from like the various coffee in Torontown, as we see like little bits of aura energy as people lift up their cups.
Cove still has his.
Yeah.
I paid for that. Jesus.
it's not even actually. That's a great. It's not even Pokemon. It's the gyms, and like the people holding up the coffee, and we see like our gym just standing outside, and he's got a whole. What do you call the giant
Take
pack
10.
of coffee?
A take
Yeah, he's got
10.
a whole take 10 over his head.
If we want, for the sake of narrative, Puffin is a boost specialist and can boost Muscular's effective scale by
Ooh.
2.
The fact
Yeah.
that Puffin's a boost specialist is hilarious to me too.
If we can, I mean, I don't know how like fixed turn order is and stuff.
I mean, you're both at 0, so it can go either order. Like if there's a reason.
That is fair. Okay.
So, yeah, so Puffin's able to
Let's
boost
do
you
that,
even
then.
more as you just unleash this incredibly powerful caffeinated hyper beam.
Puffin was
Which-
holding a coffee this whole time.
Just crashes into Garbodor, and it just collapses to the ground into a mess of trash and poison.
Hell yeah.
Maintenance is going to have some time. I couldn't even get a hold of maintenance. Wonders our number. Maybe, what was his name? Jimavani. Maybe Jimavani know maintenance's number.
He was the bad guy. Like, he was the bad guy, right?
Yeah, but he runs the spot though, right? He's got to know maintenance's
Right.
number.
I don't even know what to say to that. I'm not gonna lie, Cove.
What a mess look at this mess. We're not just going to leave it. It's going to blow out the friggin'.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it for now.
Okay, well,
I mean,
I'll tell White Shirt on the way out. Anyway, there's a lot
I
of...
think Donnie, like, yeah, sorry.
crashes.
No, I wasn't going to say
Oh,
it.
absolutely, yeah. Donnie takes like 2 steps and just like lays down on the ground and with a big yawn and like falls asleep. Yeah, just like that.
Oh, he's out for a nap. I'm going to lay Magicod. Magicod's exhausted too. I'll just lay Magicod next to him. They can have a little nap. There.
See, this is what
Perfect.
This is where a Pokeball comes in handy because like now I don't have to wait for him to wake up. I can just and he like pulls out a Pokeball and just calls Donnie back to it.
Now Magicod's on his own, just laying on the cold garbage floor. Pretty rude. Picks Magicod back up, dusts him off, dusts the poison off.
Murph's sitting there like one of those stuffed ducks with like the legs flat between them and they're just like necks real far out.
Oh, Murph, I'll take off me bobber. Unless she wants it, Murph. Murph, do you want the bobber off?
Just stares directly, like deep into your soul.
I'll take the bobber off. All right. I need that anyway. Going fishing next week.
And are y'all leaving Tim's Tower on that note?
I think we need... I'm a little bit concerned that we need to figure out... I mean, this thing is off tearing up the city, and this place seems to be the only place we might get an answer out of it, right? I mean, if Buddy said it came from this room, I feel like that's got to be something.
Well, we know he told us what they were doing with it.
Yeah, but how do we...
He told us what was happening.
How do we undo it? How do we stop it?
Yeah.
On this side.
It was the thing where like the bit rate dropped to 0 and then like normally it bounces right back, but this time it was like taking a while and I was like, I swear to God, if you disconnect again. But it didn't do that. Good job. What are we talking about? So I know you were talking about wrapping up early tonight, Marshall. So I feel like one place we could leave it on is, Cove says like, what do we do about it? How do we deal with it? And like Steven kind of brings the gig bag that his guitar is in, like around off of his shoulder and like pats it and says, I think I might have an idea.
That is perfect, because that is exactly how I was thinking of ending it as we head off to potentially look for a solution. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and call it there? Because yes, my extenuating circumstances are starting to rear their head a little bit again.
I know.
Yeah, fair.
and we will be back in 2 weeks for the true part 3 of this. We are not counting part 1.5. It is available if anyone wants to watch it. It is chaotic, but there are some fun bits in it.
It is chaotic.
I think Andy unlisted it. I don't think it is available.
Oh, it was on the VODs earlier. I was able to go back
earlier
to it.
today?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I
But
thought
yeah,
he had unlisted
I'm
it,
also
but
fine with that one disappearing, as we have a solid first and now second.
There was a crucial element, though.
Agreed.
How did we get the toboggan? How did Magic Cog get unfrozen?
Maybe we
How
can
did
do
we
a
get
highlights
Jim
reel.
his overtime pay?
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, we wrapped up that quest. Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Before now and then, I'll let you take point on this on what is coming next on the channel.
We got stuff happening Sunday night. We got Veil Breakers, which is another 5e game that we do here. It's another homebrew set in the world of the Forgotten Realms, and it features a cast who have all died. They died in like the 3rd episode, and now they have a chance to try to not die. Again, they're trying to right the wrongs that they failed to right the first time. That's a good time. You should check it out. Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, back here on twitch.tv/live-from-the-apocalypse. Tuesday night, we have part 2 of our big old class reunion showdown. Come check that out. And Wednesday, I don't think we have anything this coming Wednesday. Unless I am. Is that the 14th?
Are we in between wild cards at this point?
I think we might be. Nope. Wednesday we have Dead in the Water. Wednesday is the first session of Dead in the Water. Come back on Wednesday for that. That's a Monster of the Week game that's run by JD, one of our players, and it's their first time. It's his first time DMing on the channel, so come check that out. Yes. That's pretty much everything for the next few weeks. Do you want to do outros?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I am Marshall. Again, I designed Pokemon Tales. As I alluded to earlier in the session, I have some ideas for some stuff that might even be expanding a little bit further that should be coming this way eventually, but you can find the game for free on at ironechogames.itch.io. And also you can find me on Twitter at Iron Echo Games as well, where I occasionally talk about game design stuff now that I'm not relentlessly marathoning Riverdale. And that's about it for me.
That's where you've been for the last 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
hello. This was super fun. Yeah, you can check me out at NoFamePod on anything. All of the social medias were there. Check us out at nofame.ca, or just look up NoFamePod on your podcast app and check out our edited, sound designed D&D games and other tabletop games and stuff like that. Or you can check out Amherst Dice. I make dice. I'm doing that thing. It's a good time. And people seem to like it, and I like it, and that's all that counts, right? And or tomorrow you can check me out in the morning and the evening. I'm streaming twice tomorrow. We're doing 10 a.m. Coffee and Cults, where we're playing Cult of the Lamb, which is just chaos. It's a really fun time, and Will was there, and Will's character asked me to give them a bowl of poop.
I don't appreciate the way I'm treated on that in that game.
You asked. Yeah, you can check me out streaming tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, and later in the evening, we're going to play some 7 Days to Die. And that's me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I have some of those dice. They're good dice. You should get some. Yes, hello, Will. Once again, I'm just going to say real quick, good night. Live from the Apocalypse, pretty much everything I do. Follow us if you're not already doing that. I'm going to do that in place of our normal outro. Yeah, I think that's it. Social media handle is there. I made a spreadsheet for managing 5e encounters earlier. You can find that at that Twitter if you want to. I don't normally promote stuff, so I'm very bad at this. But yeah, anyway, that's what I do. And Zach, thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Hey, everybody, my name is Zach Walsh. I run an indie podcast called Schedule for Launch, where I talk to, I guess it's not indie, all podcasts are indie. What am I saying? Anyways, I run a podcast where I talk to indie game devs about all the cool stuff that they're creating, including things like Pokemon Tales and another streams game that I'm on called Veil of the Void, where you can find that one on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard on Twitch, or you can find it under Tail of the Void underneath basically all the podcatchers as well. You can find me on Twitter at Schedule for Launch, and yeah, it's a super fun time. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you for playing. We appreciate it. And everybody, one final thank you for hanging out tonight. If you're not already following us, go ahead and do that on the platforms, the various platforms that we exist on, which is most of them. You can also join our Discord community if you are so inclined. It is a great community full of wonderful people. It's very good, and everybody's very nice. And we would encourage you to be a part of it. We'd love to have you be a part of it. We are going to disappear, but don't go away. We are going to raid our friend Josh, who is streaming a game, and we're going to say hi. There are 2 raid messages in the chat. You can copy paste the first one if you are subscribed. If you are not subscribed, feel free to copy paste the second one. And we are going to hop right over there and say goodnight. So first things first, we're going to do that. Good night, everybody. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I could hit my
Thanks again for hanging out. Thanks again for hanging out. We will see you in 2 weeks for more Maple League. Good night.